morning, it's Monday, and today is going to be the day where I take you through what I do on a day-to-day as a freelance social media manager. Slowly building some more clients right now, so I do have a consultation call in just a couple hours that I scheduled. I did a couple of those last week, and then I also am going to be starting to pitch again to a couple more people as of this week, so we're going to start to go through that. I also did just get a bunch of content coming back from some of the photo shoots I did from the beginning of the month, so I am starting to roll out those on my personal socials. So a couple things happening right now. Before we get into all that, we'll talk about the consultation processes that I've been doing and what I've been sharing with my clients and how that's been going so far. Typically what I'm doing is just kind of introducing myself to people as they show interest, and this is when I get on the call with them. I kind of go into what I do, which is social media management, content creation, organic reach mostly, and then also helping with paid ads. And then I go to them and kind of ask them a bunch of questions about their businesses, what the problems they're facing, why they're wanting to use social media, and why they're also like looking for external help, like what are the roadblocks they're facing with social media. And that's when I kind of start to put together a little strategy deck for them. But I do usually put in stuff like a business overview, key opportunities and improvements, platform strategy. So if they have one platform, like going into specifics on how they should present themselves online. And that can be based on like the way that other accounts in their industry are working or with the direction that they want, if they want to do something different. Suggesting content pillars. So usually that's going to be a more broad version of a content calendar. That's going to kind of tie into more like the different types of content you can post. So like an example of that, like one of the content pillars that I make for my channel is modeling, another one is social media management, and then another one is data life and PNW content. So a couple different content pillars that I will make content for in those regards. And then the next one I do is implementation. So different things like scheduling platforms, or people need to start building more tools in their repertoire. That could be CapCut, that could be a bunch of other things. If they're looking to build those processes out as well, I also help with that too. And then also looking into sample content calendars as well. So I usually try to tie it up with a 30-day content calendar. They don't have to do it in 30 days. I just put out 30 different ideas of like what they could be posting, and then so they have an idea of like what that roadmap would look like. So I presented that to a couple clients so far, and I have one follow-up today with one of the people just to kind of go through and how they want to implement everything. Okay, so I just finished the consultation call with a client that I have. Basically, it was just a follow-up for after I sent over the strategy deck, answering any questions that she might have had. We went into more specifics of content creation and kind of moving forward with next steps of what she wants to do. She was also telling me about her other side projects and stuff that she wants to integrate. So I kind of gave her some pointers there. And it kind of was more of like a free-flowing conversation more than anything, which I really enjoy, because a lot of that stuff, you tend to come up with more ideas. Sometimes just as you're talking to somebody, it's just nice to be able to like bounce ideas off of people and just kind of see what's going to work for you. So that was a really productive conversation. And then we followed up with, meeting again, or like kind of being following up with different consultation calls after that. So that's also part of what I offer too, is if someone doesn't want to do like a full social media manager, or like doesn't want to pay for an editor right now. And then something I'm also looking at right now is starting to build my portfolio as an art director. I actually went to school for that initially and then kind of fell into social media at the beginning of my career. So that's kind of why I kept doing it, because I really do enjoy it, but also it just came really easy to me. I was able to find work in that field. But now I'm also starting to kind of shift into more what I would like to do full time and kind of expand outside of just focusing on social media and focusing more on the content that I'm actually creating for social media. So part of that is going to be organizing different shoots and kind of being behind the camera while I'm also in front of the camera. So I'm organizing a shoot right now. It will kind of take you through that process of how I'm doing that. Since I know enough photographers, I've worked with a couple other models, and start to build my network a little bit more. So we'll start to kind of lean into that too. So now that that's done, I'm definitely going to take this to a coffee shop, because I have been sitting in my apartment all day. Actually, that's a lie. I went to the gym this morning and then I sat in my apartment all day. So we'll kind of go from there. Okay, so I am back from the coffee shop now. I just spent a couple hours over there just, doing some brainstorming, planning for the rest of the week. I am looking into doing some Y2K shoots for my, not just personal brand, but for my portfolio, especially as I lean more into art direction. I do want to start doing a bunch of mock-up posts for the projects that I would really be excited about working on. So I just messaged a studio to see what their rates were and what options they had in terms of backgrounds. I'm putting together different mood boards and reaching out to people. I have a couple feelers already out for people who I want to work with. So I got some confirmations there as well. We're putting dates together. I have a whole Google Doc in front of me and it's very much in the early stages, but I feel like the way my brain works is just getting a Google Doc open and just typing everything out. And then as I kind of do it, we kind of just go from there. But I'd love to show you the Pinterest board that I have going right now for it. Okay, so just to start, we're thinking like some sort of soda brand. So that's going to be included in there just because it'll be easy to acquire the products. And then some convenience store options with the Y2K fashion. Bratz is a big thing. I grew up with Bratz, so we're going to put that in there. The crazy hairstyles. We're looking into like different girl groups. For some of these shoots, I really like this fisheye lens in particular. So we're going to incorporate that. And then a lot of the graphic elements I'm also going to add in later. So like this kind of outline, a lot of these like kind of stacked on top of each other magazine cover style shots, because I'm going to do a social media spread of like 16 different photos. I'm going to get some different Instagram stories in there as well. It's going to be mainly social based, but I do want to potentially also get some videographers involved, maybe. If we want to get some reels involved with that. That might just be me making the reels, but we're just going to kind of see where that goes too. So yeah, just kind of, this is the energy that we're going with right now. And we're just starting to put it together. I feel like I'm slowly kind of also taking away a lot of the roadblocks that I had in terms of like starting to create some more content. And a lot of it was just being like, I didn't feel like I had the right amount of people with me to like do the projects that I wanted, or like didn't have like the wherewithal to ask people. But now that I've like slowly started to break out into meeting different photographers, different creatives, I feel like I've gotten into a little bit more of a flow of, feeling more comfortable asking people like, do you want to be involved in this? And then also getting that positive reception has been really cool to see too. Because I feel like everyone's just kind of trying to help each other out right now. And I feel like that's kind of the mode I want to be into. Good morning. It's now Wednesday and I just did my first round of model calls yesterday. While advertising my shoot, I ended up talking with the studio manager for the studio I want to work with and put down the deposit. So I have everything like set in stone for dates and times, and now I'm just looking for like the remainder of like who's going to be the photographer, who's going to be the models. I have a couple people already in mind and I'm just kind of waiting for more people to respond and put their submissions in. So that's gonna be what today is, just kind of managing those, and then also just kind of looking through some more of my client work today. Something that I did notice with a lot of the submissions I'm getting is that people are also not properly doing what I asked, which is kind of irritating me at this point, like already. Or like people will just be like messaging me being like, hi, I'm interested. I'm like, cool, can you send me your samples? Because I can't see anything on your profile. So it's a lot of, I get it's a free shoot that I'm doing. It's supposed to be just for a portfolio. So I'm not expecting anything like, professional quality or anything like that, but like just send something over so I know you're a real person, I think following instructions is important. So I don't know. I feel like I made the instructions really clear. I just said email or message me with all the information. And I don't know, I guess if you follow instructions, that puts you way ahead of a lot of other creatives. Because I did end up getting a couple people who like fully sent over like an actual portfolio, and those people I'm like, wow, I think you're gonna be in it. So it made such a difference to see like who actually put like time and effort into the applications versus who did not. So that's also something I'm taking into account too. Hi guys, it is officially Thursday, so we're more than halfway through the week. A lot of this week has been a lot of just getting everything set up with my drafts for a couple of my clients, and I'm just getting prepped to go back to the yoga studio to get some filming done and do some front desk work for them. And I wanted to sit down and talk about kind of more what I've been doing recently in the creative world and also in the social media freelancing world. So today was a day where I was basically just refining my portfolio again and sending that back to one of my mentors. So she was really cool. She used to be an art director. So I've been getting a lot of feedback from her on that side of things because I know I really enjoy social media, but once again, like I definitely want to be adding some more things, making things a little bit more creative, thinking outside of the box. And that's always been, those conversations have always been the most exciting to me whenever I get to talk like that or get to hear about different campaigns, as opposed to just being able to post and keep up with the treadmill that is the algorithm. So trying to make things a little bit more fun. Look at the way that my hair looks in the sun. If I go out here though, the lighting looks very weird. So we're gonna be right here to make things a little bit better. And then the last kind of bit of my day that I'm doing is also just kind of writing through and refining my freelance rates and the plans that I'm gonna start putting out and pitching to people as I start to get a little more serious with my social media business that I'm also working on in conjunction with a lot of the work that I'm doing in the moment, just trying to build up my art direction career as well, because you do get that flexibility, obviously, and I just feel like I've been able to help people a little bit better in that regard as well. But yeah, that's kind of been why I've been starting to refine my packages a little bit more and start to pitch to different people and kind of come up with different hand custom packages for people who are just starting out with social media, and then also people who are doing just consulting and just kind of seeing where I feel the most comfortable. And so far where I've been really comfortable is with the consults and strategy packages. So sending out different decks to people with different suggestions and how to go ahead and get started. I feel like that's where a lot of people, particularly I live in Portland for context, where a lot of people in Portland really have started to struggle, particularly if they haven't really used social media and just been focusing on their business, because there is a lot of smaller indie businesses here, which has been really cool, but also there's a lot of opportunity to market them as well. Okay, I think the sun is moving, so I'm gonna also move, but like my hair looks so nice here. Ooh. I like it's never this sunny in Oregon until like July. So I'm just fully taking advantage of it. We had such a mild winter, although it does terrify me to think that we're gonna have like fire season like crazy in the summer, because all the astrology girlies are telling me on TikTok that the astrology is really bad and I get scared. Anyway, what were we talking about? Freelancing. That's what we were talking about. Oh, and then finally the other thing I was gonna update you guys on is I have fully started to get more applications in for the photo shoot that I'm running for my portfolio at the end of April. And oh my god, there's so many amazing and talented people. I'm so excited! It's gonna be so good. I'm so excited because even just looking at like all the talented people, I'm like, even if I don't accept them, because there's so many people, I can't take everybody, I am definitely going to make something else just to make that happen for some of these people, just because like you could tell like some of these people like put a lot of work in their portfolios, and the fact that they even want to be considered for something that I'm doing, and I'm just like, you know, I don't really coordinate a lot of these things like to this level, and I'm really excited to kind of see where it goes after working on this for so long with a couple other people and coordinating with different projects in the past. Now I feel like I have a better grip of it. So I'm really excited. I have multiple different connections now. And that's really ultimately what made me excited in this period again, where I've just been like connecting with different creative people. And it's been so wonderful just to see everybody's ideas and see people get excited for things that I am making has been genuinely one of the most like fulfilling things in such a long time. So that I'm very excited for, and I will definitely be filming the behind the scenes for that as well once that date. Basically, if I had any control over a full campaign, what that would look like. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put budget down and do it myself. So instead of having to wait for clients to come to me and start to tell me what to do, I also wanted to kind of show people like the full capability of what I could do if I fully ran something by myself. I'm also just going to end the video here just because my hair looks great here, so I don't know if there's going to be other footage beyond this. But if you like what I am doing and you want to see the process and the behind the scenes of everything that I'm working on right now, please give a little subscribe. If you want to see more social media management content, you want to see more artsy content, creative content, I have a lot of other content coming down the pipeline. Please stay tuned for all of that. Thank you guys.